You are probably alone somewhere right now, even if someone is only a few steps away. Maybe your bedroom door is closed, your phone is in your hand, and nobody can see what you are watching. Maybe the outside world is just beyond the wall, but for this moment, your thoughts belong only to you. That feels so normal that most of us never stop to question it. But for most humans who ever lived, this kind of privacy would have been strange. Not because ancient people were less intelligent, and not because they did not understand personal space. Because the kind of private life many of us experience every day is historically unusual. For thousands of generations, humans lived so close to other humans that being completely unseen was rare. They slept near one another, cooked near one another, argued near one another, and raised children with people only a few steps away. So here is the strange question. If humans spent most of history surrounded by other people, why do we now crave private rooms, closed doors, and time away from everyone? And why does the same privacy that protects us sometimes make us feel more alone? Before we continue, if you like original stories about history, science, and human nature, consider subscribing. Because this story begins with a closed door and ends with something modern life quietly took from us. Imagine a small human group long before cities, offices, apartments, passwords, locks, or bedroom walls. The sun is going down, a fire is burning low, and the edge of the forest is turning dark. Children are sleeping near their mothers, someone is repairing a tool, and someone else is watching the trees. No one has a private room where they can disappear for the evening and shut the world outside. No one has a little locked space where their emotions, conversations, and mistakes can stay hidden. Your life is not divided into private and public. Your life is simply shared. From a modern point of view, this can sound exhausting because most of us feel tired after a few hours around people. Now imagine living your entire life within hearing distance of the same small group. If you were angry, others would notice. If you were scared, others would notice. If you liked someone, others would probably notice that too. And if you made a mistake, the group might know before the day ended. At first, that sounds like a nightmare. But to ancient humans, it was also protection. When danger came, you were not alone. When food was found, it was shared. When a child cried, more than one adult could respond. When someone became sick, the group could see it before the person had to ask for help. In that world, being watched was not only pressure, it was survival. And this is where the story becomes more interesting than most people expect. Ancient humans did not create privacy mainly with walls. They created it with behavior. They created it through pauses, silence, distance, timing, and the quiet intelligence of the group. Anthropologists who study small-scale societies often describe a world where people may know far more than they openly say. Someone steps away from the fire. People notice, but they do not follow. Two people speak quietly. Others hear the tone, but not the details. A family has tension. The camp senses it, but everyone chooses the right moment to stay out of it. This is not the privacy of locked doors. It is the privacy of trust. Everyone understands that some things should not be dragged into the open. Everyone understands that not every silence needs to be filled. And in many ways, that kind of privacy may have required more social intelligence than ours. Because when you have a door, privacy is easy. You close it. When you have no door, privacy depends on other people respecting a boundary they can physically cross. That is fragile, but it is also deeply human. Then, slowly, human life began to change in ways nobody could fully understand at the time. People started farming in some parts of the world, groups became larger, and settlements became more permanent. Homes became more defined, walls began to matter, and daily life became more separated. Once walls existed, a new feeling became easier to imagine. This space is mine. This food is mine. This land is mine. This life is separate from yours. That brought real advantages, because walls protected food, sleeping spaces, families, tools, and safety. But walls also changed the emotional shape of human life. For the first time, separation could become normal. You could be near people without really being with them. You could live beside others without sharing much of your day. You could hide your problems so well that nobody knew you needed help. And that is the part we rarely think about. Privacy does not only protect us from other people, it can also protect other people from noticing us. Even after homes appeared, true privacy remained limited for most ordinary people. Families often slept in the same room, children shared beds, and travelers slept close to strangers. Work, cooking, washing, and conversation often happened in spaces other people could enter. The private bedroom many people consider normal today would have felt like a luxury for much of human history. Then modern life pushed privacy further than ever before. One person, one room, one screen, one locked door, and one private world inside headphones. For the first time, millions of people could spend entire evenings surrounded by comfort, entertainment, and safety. And still, many could feel strangely unseen. This is the mystery at the center of the story. We gained the power to be left alone, but being left alone did not always feel like peace. Researchers often distinguish between being alone and feeling lonely, because they are not the same thing. Being alone can restore you. It can help you think, create, heal, and protect yourself from judgment. But loneliness is different. Loneliness is not just the absence of people. It is the feeling that your inner world is not being met by anyone else's. And that feeling may be old. Very old. Because for ancient humans, being disconnected from the group was not just sad. It could be dangerous. If the group stopped noticing you, your chances became worse. If no one shared with you, you ate less. If no one warned you, you saw danger later. If no one cared where you were easier to lose. So maybe our brains learned a simple rule long before modern life arrived. Being seen matters. Being included matters. Being needed matters. And maybe that is why modern loneliness can feel so heavy, even when nothing is visibly wrong. Your room can be warm, your phone can be full, your door can be locked, and your life can look comfortable from the outside. And still, something inside you can whisper that this is not how humans were meant to live all the time. The reveal is not that privacy is bad. Privacy is valuable. Privacy protects dignity, freedom, rest, thought, creativity, and the right to become yourself. The reveal is that privacy was never supposed to replace belonging. Ancient humans found little pockets of privacy inside a shared life. Modern humans often try to find little pockets of connection inside a private life. That reversal changed us. It changed what we expect from home, how we handle embarrassment, and how easily we can disappear without anyone realizing we are gone. And maybe that is why a closed door can feel like freedom on one day and loneliness on another. The door itself is not the problem. The problem begins when the door becomes the only thing between us and the world. So the next time you sit alone in your room, notice the strange gift you are holding. For most of human history, a moment like this would have been rare. You have more privacy than almost any generation before you. But the older part of your brain may still be asking a much older question. Who knows me? Who notices me? Who would look for me if I disappeared from the fire? Maybe modern life did not simply give us privacy. Maybe it gave us the challenge of learning how to be private without becoming invisible. So here is the question. Do you think people today have too little privacy or too much